All right, so we're diving into these Autotrader employee reviews. It's like we're getting
Oh.
a backstage pass to see what the company culture is really like.
Yeah, straight from the source,
Exactly.
which is really valuable, I think.
Absolutely. And especially for our listeners who, you know, are thinking about a career there, they're checking out Autotrader.
Hmm.
So one thing that jumped out was how many former interns and those graduate account managers, they were all about the pay and the
Yeah.
benefits.
Right. It's a big draw.
Yeah, competitive salaries, good benefits package. Even someone who mentioned the recruitment was really thorough.
Hmm. Yeah, what's interesting is that really lines up with what we're seeing everywhere these days. Companies really got to work to attract good people, especially in tech.
Yeah, you don't say it.
It's not even just about the money anymore, it's the whole package. So, AutoTrader doing well on that front makes sense. They want that reputation as a good employer.
Yeah, they want to be the place to be.
Right, exactly.
And it's not just those perks you can put a price tag on, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of the reviews talked about the good company culture being friendly, supportive. But, and this is a big but, this mostly seemed to be true if you weren't in sales.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and that's what makes you wonder, right, what is going on over there in the sales department?
Makes you think maybe things aren't so rosy.
Yeah, and it highlights how even in a company known for good culture, you can have teams where it's totally different.
Different world.
Yeah, different managers, different workloads, different expectations.
Absolutely. Little microclimates within the company.
Exactly. And that brings us to the sales department saga.
Right, right.
Because, wow, those reviews did a complete 180. We're talking about a bunch of graduate account managers just starting out their careers.
Hmm.
And they felt like what they were promised and what it was really like were totally different.
Yeah.
One person even said it felt like a call center, not a supportive role at all,
Hmm.
which is pretty different from what they advertised.
Yeah, that's a big difference for sure.
And we've seen this before.
Oh, yeah.
Like sales is always going to be different than other departments.
Way more pressure.
Exactly. You've got those targets.
Yeah.
You got to hit people, always watching your numbers. It's going to be intense even if the rest of the company's laid back.
Definitely.
Makes you wonder, though, if those perks we talked about are there to make up for that.
Interesting point.
Right. Like they're offering you a comfy seat on a roller coaster from hell.
I like that analogy.
But it wasn't just the pressure that stood out to me. A few people mentioned ethical concerns about pushing products on struggling businesses.
Oh, wow.
That's not good.
No, that's a red flag for sure.
Yeah. How do you feel good about working at a place like that, where maybe the sales tactics are kind of shady?
Yeah. You got to think about the long-term impact on the business, too.
Absolutely.
If dealerships feel pressured, misled, that's not how you build relationships.
No, not at all. And it's interesting how AutoTrader responded to some of these negative reviews. Right?
Oh, yeah. They didn't just ignore them.
Not at all.
Mm.
They had a lot to say about their robust processes and how committed they are to supporting their people, creating a fair workplace,
Hmm.
which, on the one hand, it's good. They're not just brushing it under the rug.
Yeah, acknowledging the feedback at least.
Right. But it also makes you think about how important image is for these companies. These reviews can really hurt them, so they got to say the right things.
All PR.
Exactly. It's like getting a restaurant review from the owner's mom.
Right. It's going to be glowing.
Exactly. So how do we make sense of all this? We've got these glowing reviews, but then those really concerning ones from sales.
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah, and that's where you got to do your own homework. We've shown you some of the good and the bad, but you got to dig deeper, especially if you're really thinking about working there.
Exactly. Talk to people who work there or used to.
Yes, especially the department you're interested in. Get the inside scoop, the stuff they don't put in those glossy brochures.
Because what works for one person might be a nightmare for someone else.
Totally. Company culture is so personal. And as we wrap up this deep dive, I think that's what we want you to take away.
Yeah.
These reviews are a starting point.
A jumping off point.
Exactly. They give you some clues, but you got to do your own detective work. Ask the tough questions. Trust your gut. And choose a job that feels right for you.
Because at the end of the day, you're the one who's got to show up every day.